Welcome to the Actually, one sec.
Ooh.
Welcome to the European Reboot round. Sancho,
Whoa.
let's get ready for the hottest and most exciting game Europe has to offer.
Yo, and Chao is entering another vibe right now, and we're about to take it to a whole new level. It's not about how many elims, it's not if you come in second, third, fourth, fifth. It's all about that #1 victory royale and who's going to walk away and be that 33rd team into the finals here for this FNCS season. It's all on the line, and it all goes down here right now.
Let's set up the stakes once more if you haven't heard them before. Basically, all the teams that did not make top 8 in the semifinals, from 9th to 16th, the next best up-and-comers, have this one game where the winner moves on to finals. It's starting to get hot and heavy already. Putrick, the Tucson Snappy at Slurpy Swamp, an iconic spot we see this trio at 24/7, have lost time and time again, but they need to win here today. Sancho, there are no elim points, as you said. Placement doesn't matter other than getting first.
And now we're going to the Stealthy Stronghold, where we've been seeing a battle between Steelix's trio and Shaco's trio. And so far, Steelix's trio has elected not to contest. That is what's on the line. They knew dropping into a contested Stealthy Stronghold would be bad news. And that's why they're avoiding the fight to live to fight another opportunity for the finals.
And for Shaco's Gray and MXR, they've always kind of played for the 6 games in front of them. They've been consistent, Sancho, right? Not always going for the win, but maybe going for the top 5. That strategy will not hold. Their signature kind of move to mirror high ground might not be the wave to win the game, so they have to change it up, get aggressive. This is going to be so exciting.
I cannot wait for the fireworks to pop off. Everyone, do not leave. Keep yourself glued to your screens wherever you're watching. The intensity will slowly ratchet up as new zones get revealed. The intensity will ratchet up as more elims fill up the feed. Right now, Jamside alongside with Kiriachi trying to survive this fight right here that's happening on the outskirts and right into close to the heart of the Dirty Docks here. Shots being exchanged right now. Jamside and Shmeki and Yu, who just came off their heat here, are now going up against a powerhouse EU trio in Kiriachi's.
This makes sense. If you look at their heat, yeah, Thomas, Flicken, and us, they landed at Dirty, and they got over 250 points, right? They set records. Why don't we do the same thing? They're not in this heat. Kiriachi, though, similar plan. Looks like not going to find him near Slippery Swamp this time. This fight usually takes so long. And even these first few elims don't account for all the surge that you need. I'm concerned for both these teams. This fight needs to end fast.
Needs to happen real quickly as Kiriachi now is really low on shield here. Some tags go out between the two trios right now. All trios are still up in this fight for an opportunity. Jamside getting sprayed by the SMGs. Jams and Jamside action. Kiriachi gets tracked and beam, but Fury is there for the trade. Here comes Specking You, and Kiriachi's trio is out in a flash.
Jams is accurately insane. That was 4 shots back to back. While Kiriachi was jumping from left to right in close range with a heavy AR. Majorly impressive. Shmeki comes down to confirm the last elimination as well. They keep their hopes alive because, yeah, this is just one game, Sancho. Usually a lot to watch, but it's here. It's right now. Every elim matters.
Talking about that old school guard trying to hold on tight from the new school. And basically, Jams getting out Jamside, now Rotary. Here, look at this, trying to sneak away through, knowing how valuable his life is. No matter what, just always hold on to. Who knows, can a solo do? We've been seeing all different types of finishes throughout the entire world. We've seen an epic heal-up in the Middle East. We've seen so many clutches. What kind of finish will we get here today? We saw someone pop off with 10 elims and not win, and someone with 2 elims walk away with the victory royale. Because all you need is that one last elim to solidify your victory royale. And Browner, Yaksu Rabbit here, they're trying to do a thing and stay survive. Another trio has been eliminated from this fight.
They're not coming straight through. Doesn't look like all the entire trio is here together to end up looting. So nice pickup from Browner. Will be nice for these guys to have a few more mats, possibility of a little bit more of a loadout. Moving into end game, but then once again, there's no points right there. Big fight breaking out between Arion Frey and Raze. And what looks like maybe 2 different trios. No, it's just Leon. These guys basically just fought each other an hour ago. Now they're going back at it again.
Literally coming into that, close into the top 8, and Cookie Cookie gets taken down, and Frey, Arion, and Reyes, and right now, they got through that fight, but now the third party is here. Again, everybody is scrambling to the top, and Frey now is without any shield.
He's hurt bad. OVA Knight drops down, but gets a big shot right back to his face too. A little bit of breathing room for the Frey goes down. Now it's up to Reyes and Arion. Frey's usually the one to finish these fights completely, but he's not going to be there this time, and it's already a 2v3.
2v3. Numbers not going their way. Zone is not here. This fight has to be wrapped out to Arion now without any kind of shield, and now knocked, eliminated. It's up to Reyes here. Can the demon survive this onslaught from this other strong trio? We'll keep an eye on the feed as we seem to become legends. Slicks, Milan, and Ralph and Whiteflood here, getting rotary trios out of the fight.
That was fast. That was really fast. Like Rotary was lost off spawn. Doesn't have a trio on Lazy Lake. Doesn't have a trio on the rotation towards the desert. They are gone. Won't be seeing them in finals.
We won't be seeing Reyes. He got eliminated in the feed.
Wow. Okay. So that was honestly, I think, my top prediction. Looking at Reyes and Frey, always wants to, kind of be rats on the low ground, available to be alive in endgame in any which way. They survive. Won't be able to make it off spawn this time. Fucking Diablo Bayon. These guys, Sancho, we also had the pleasure of just casting in Heat 4. Very good at taking fights and winning fights across the day. Just didn't make it through the end game. Now, there will be different stakes for this game. I feel like being good fighters is 100% an advantage right now, but they have to figure out the most difficult version and, gameplay of Fortnite. That's the end game.
Yeah, you could do well. That trio was starting to be very aggressive in the early to mid game, and Fleck and Diablo and Bayon were starting knocking on people's doors. But look at the map right here. It's going to be a central ending that most likely will have maybe a colossal finish here, Shio.
Yeah, absolutely. That means Height will have the most control on the map past the 5th zone. Won't be many mountains in the way to stop these guys from playing their game. And what is that game that gets played in the reboot round? Sancho mentioned it at the Middle East a little bit. It's that heal game that goes down. Rifle already has 3 med kits. Hard to chain them in the zone in the 9th circle, but does have some opportunity to get more floppers and slurpfish. Keep an eye on every loadout you see right here, because the fattest ones are usually the ones that do best.
We're seeing a lot of win conditions already being built so early. We're just about to enter zone 2. And the heal ops is going to be true. We're going to keep an eye on everyone's inventory going forward. Of course, we're going to keep an eye on the Elim feed. This is a reboot round of the EU region. One team could get into 33rd spot and have a big influence how the finals will continue in next week. Let's keep it focused, locked in right here, right now. As we see the first time on the EU broadcast, Shio, the Big Chill has made its appearance.
Let's see if it actually makes people go sliding. Saw that it interrupted a heal game in a different region before. I believe it was OCE in total.
Yes.
That had that happen. So could happen today as well, but they have to keep it low key. Umo, Jack, Will, and Nems have to be the ones to basically keep this a secret strategy until the end, or I guarantee a team hops on them too. But still, you mentioned it, Sancho. Center zone, everyone moving neck and neck. They'll have the opportunity to see each other more and slash at each other with AR shots over and over. Rifle, though, has a different plans and to hold people from coming through. Dietrich, Skyly, and Fastroki feels like it was just yesterday we saw them on the map. Wait a minute. It was just yesterday that we saw them playing down on the map. They look so aggressive and good.
And that's the thing. We saw Fastroki, Dietrich, and Kylie. They were either basically fighting as a duo most of the day in their heat. Right now, they're trying to stay together as a trio, and Rifle as Slicks and Milan took a dip in there, took a peek to see what they kind of do. As Waves Rax goes down, and Huddy and Minnie here from Enterprise are going to hold on. And to my pick that we're going to be able to walk away with this victory royale. It's 4CR's trio here, and we've been seeing this aggressive style of play from the Sweaty Sands trio, pushing out into the scavenger routes. Huddy and Minnie are doing their best, dipping into their heels as much as possible to survive. Pressure is just right outside, right above them here. Huddy is trying to extend as much as possible, survive, digging into his hard mats here. But you can hear the shots of that heavy AR destroying the builds as much as possible. And now it could be a moment. It's the Enterprise duo against a very strong EU trio here. And no exchanges of HP just yet, Shio.
The treasure from this fight is basically going to be those 4 chunk splashes in Huddy's inventory. That's really what every trio who's fighting right now is after, is the heals for late game on everyone else.
Oh,
Mini
no.
is up to the box
Oh,
before
CR.
and actually gets the elimination. Nate's trying to break in and save his teammate. It's not going to be possible just yet. More truck splashes in Honey's inventory and more on the ground. This is a fight that's happening in zone right now. It looks like, no, way out of zone right now towards the left side of the map. They have so much room to cover after this. Another knock as well.
Oh, no.
From the side of Huddy. And it looks like this might be it for 4ZR, Nate, and Kezix.
Man, so much was put into that Nate basket, man. That 4ZR and Nate trio. We were all hoping that they were able to have a different performance that they had. They weren't unable to make to the finals last season. They just fell short. It was the kind of performance that they were being so hot in that season. And man, they had still one member left in that trio. But now we're going to focus on Steelix, Snagged, and Heaty, who we just saw compete. And we all thought that they would go to Stealthy Stronghold, but they decided not to go against Shaco's trio. They decided to dip away. But Shaco's trio, the ghost, the shadow, is still out in the distance, still out there, and may slow down their run. Again, Victory Royale or nothing.
Man, these fights just feel like so much heavier every time between these trios.
It's like
crazy. What the heck is this from JFO? 6 floppers, 2 truck splashes. The best inventory we've seen so far.
But he's going to be a valuable member. He has to stay on his feet. We saw a lot of teams going for that win condition heal off. And, you know, once they go down, boom, they explode in that flopper. We talk about like a box palooza. This could be a flopper palooza. And we've seen Cammy was able to grab valuable floppers in a top 3 situation and walk away with the Victory Royale. So as someone comes, catches Jeffo, and look at Rightflow right now, same situation, 5 flops in the inventory. We're seeing the conditions being built. Can they survive? And can their trio mates keep them alive?
Going for a few shots here and there. It's just so weird to watch Rightful 6 on Milan basically move away from a very beautiful third-party opportunity. It doesn't matter, once again. The points literally don't matter. It's just who gets first. Sapphix all the way up top. Azumi and Jake all here, man. It seems like so long ago we watched these guys play too. Looking so good in the quals. We're so close to qualifying too, but this was not possible. They can bring it back here, have a really good spot. You'll notice Razumi's not using those chuck splashes. They're really important to save for the end, but yes, you might need to pop them here too, just because to make it to the end, you still need to have shields.
We just saw Play Well's full trio of Veto and Stir6 go down to the Play Well pink. So we've seen Play Well versus Play Well action, and that trio that we had, again, another one we put a lot of investment in. We all believe that they will be able to duplicate their run from the last season going out. No longer an opportunity. We'll see that Play Well trio hopefully the next season. Oh man,
so that means
it's just
Casper has a chance though. Every time one person goes down, keep in mind who's actually eliminating them. That's a huge boost in the loadout that they have. This will be a game of loadouts. Big Chill's in play. Sniper still in play from base to base. Cyber's like, okay, wait a minute. There's someone who's actually higher than me. Gotta make sure I cover that. It's gonna be so much trickier for him to peek. Man, usually there's so many bases around Colossal Coliseum. There's so many fights in the desert. You listen to it now, Sancho. It's silent. It's absolutely silent.
The proverbial calm before the Fortnite storm. The storm is moving. The storm never changes. It does its thing, right? Yeah, it moves different zones, different locations, but it's the combatants in this fight that are making the most action. The thunderous claps that are happening throughout the entire time. Trios are falling. Someone not surviving the storm from their combatants. This is where it's coming down to. It's going to be a sandy finish here, and I'm going to bet we're going to see the most sand tunneling you've ever seen in your life.
Possibly, but everyone's going to be looking down towards the sand as well to get free shots. No one peeking out of their box either. We're right on the line of where Storm Surge would end. 70 players rolling into the next little section of the game. It's as stacked as it can be. No one can even check if they have enough damage done since the last time that tracker was up on the screen. 24 teams still alive. 24 stories looking for a chance at that one slot that is still left in the grand finals.
We saw in the distance Splash's trio, who met the kind of that brunt force of Savage's trio in their heat here, trying to get up to the throne for the Victory Royale, the 33rd spot up for grabs. And not only that, the bag is up for grabs. You're going to have the chance, the opportunity to compete for the lion's share of over $1 million. That's going to happen here next week. That's what's on the line right now, folks. It's that earnings check. It's all or nothing right now.
A Big Chill is actually being shot. Not sure if that was an accident from Jams, but or from any trio around them. It just looks like people might know exactly where it is. We're looking past that, though. Everyone's still boxed up, keeping things close and personal, all the way towards the edge of the storm. You don't want to build any excess mats and lose the resources that you would need inside the end game. There's Castery and Pinkade. These guys got the Playboy trio down. That's a lot of loot over. And what I would assume would be retail. Possibility of some fish to get around the river as well. I would assume they would have floppers. Serenexo, I only see one flopper here in his inventory so far. His teammates might have more. Past that as well, they're kind of the team stuck in the middle of this rotation. Shaykaz is kind of right below the mountain, in the center of it all. Razumi controls one of the high spots inside the circle, but Sancho, it's still wide. Shaykaz elects to move towards the next circle. And yes, Jake, Safik, and Razumi are caught out, so they have to move as well.
You're already seeing trios. You're already seeing the recipe for success as Castery gets a knocked on Kiwete. You're seeing what they're planning for. They're trying to kind of big build energy against height. They're wanting to invest all in, and they're kind of going really early, and you're seeing that investment not pay off. And so now they're going to have to rotate in. And already there's one trio that's sitting on top of Risky Reels, and that thing cannot be brought down. That cannot be chopped down at all. So that's going to be a trio looking forward. Again, in the 5th zone, the statistics support you are going to walk away with the Victory Royale. But you know, Shayo, I think we're going to get a lot of people contesting for height in that 7th and 8th zone this time around.
At the same time, it's not a game where, you know, in regular Fortnite and regular FNCS, not everyone is playing for that heel game potential for the first place pop-off to go for consistency. That's not the case over here today. For, you know, it being all about the win, that 5th zone might not be it. Jake is already inside the box, though, up against his opponent. He gets that elimination and rocks it down. Might be huge, but no heals to find right there at all.
Now we're just waiting here 20 seconds for that half in and half out. This is it. This is a golden opportunity. Who pulls right now? It's going to be Siberia, Safik, and Iris. They're making their way down. Here it is. 7 seconds.
Zone gets locked. We're seeing that effect happen. All these trios are now bouncing kind of back and forth, and it pulls to only one trio who's up inside the safe zone right now. They can crank, get a little bit higher, and then have control of everyone else. Shakos is popping, so is Browner and Bad Sniper. Kylie Fasroki taken out. Meanwhile, Cypher No Frizzy's getting a little bit of tension and friction as well down below. Rasumi has no shields. Samir Jake's looking for anything, something. They're getting hit by Surge. This is tragic.
Very tragic, considering they're the ones that are in the safe zone right now at height on top of Risky Reels. We've been talking about movies being built all day, and they're desperately doing all that they can to find tags as much as possible. They get some value right there, sitting at 245. That stops the pressure from Storm Surge right here. But now they're, again, it's not about how many elims here, but you're trying to stop as many trios as possible to fight for your height. But look at it. Look at the north side trio. Shio, the congestion is so real here. So many opportunities is about to go down here as we're getting closer and closer to rotating circles, zone 6, 7, and 8.
Trying to keep an eye on exactly who had height right there because they have the best position overall. Hilux, X8, Rihas, these guys are looking really good so far right now and have picked up maybe even elimination of 2 or some shots and pressure, sharing a rotation with the desperate trio of Jake Razumi and Safik up top. You know they have nothing. They need to box live someone right now. It's Browner Yaxo Rabbit versus Kelvin Warrior Vortexers, and Browner has an RPG.
Whoa, the RPG goes through the slowdown, and look, it's the other height.
What?
Siberia Iris and Sapphic, go ahead and send the beams down, and that's going to throw a huge wrench in Browner's Trio's plans to hold on to height. No doubt, that might be as well that the RPG will not be in play, and they actually pull.
They actually pull, but Calvin's actually the one that takes advantage of the situation, pulls all the way up with Vortexers, and they're higher than where Jake is as well. They're so much more well-built, too. The actual teammate getting fully finished there. Jake is not stopping with the pressure. This is what they need. They have a harpoon, too, so they can get all the heals and loot that we know these guys have. How long will they survive? Will Vortexers help them from up top? Jake is actually going right past. It's a desperate attack. He finally finds a connection. It'll be a box fight to save their chances to stay in the EU competition. There are no heals to find for him, though. Zone starts to move. PG Warrior, Vortexers have control of height. Razumi has found Jake, and they're right beside Rapid, but now the zone is starting to move. Kelpie's taking big damage. They are the controllers so far. They still have high ground.
It's not a guarantee that you will walk away with the victory royale if you're sitting on height. Pay attention to who is doing so much damage here on the low ground to mid ground. Someone could overtake in the zone 7th and 8th. We're not there yet. There's still a lot of work to be done for the 33rd spot here. Castery, as being the veteran that he is here, he's actually coming in late from behind, and all of a sudden Castery is at height.
And does he have any teammates? Where's everyone at? Castery's taking out PG Warrior. Kelpie must know. That's your teammate, but he's still battling for height down in the box. Big beams is not enough. 3 healers for Kelpie, but he's down. Now it's High Chris on high ground. Knight is there too. It's 3 different retakes and a new team who's in the lead.
So many height retakes are happening. Everyone's going over the top to try to get in the 33rd spot here for the finals. Castery finally goes down. Then the end of that ride is over. And Storm Surge is flying through and hitting a lot of people. I'm just trying to take a look here, Shio. What's going on?
Rapid's taking back high ground. Knight's actually fighting him back and forth. Hypers now is trying to have something to do in mid ground because he has no more mats left. Starting a heal off in the 7th zone. All his floppers and jug splashes right there. Nems has height with Jackal. This is the trio that has that big chill, but Jack's down. Another retake comes through. It's Shrekky and you who've taken over height. What is going on in Europe? No one is gaining and just holding on to control. They have it now, but they're just a duo.
Now we have to definitely take a look at the rest of the inventories. Who's going to have that win condition for the heals here? Now you and Smecky, now it's all up to you, all by himself, who got a victory royale in the previous heat. He needs one right here, but another trio is taking height. This is about the 4th or 5th trio. It is Fire Hunter and Splash coming through. Now they have an opportunity to walk away with the victory royale.
7-3 taking the 8th zone.
Holy.
Fire Hunter has flames off of high ground. No builds though, so nothing in the furnace to really set things on fire so far. 2 eliminations, has a harpoon to jump right in. 4 floppers with Storm as well. The zone's actually pulling up towards a desert mountain, so Logan's gonna be in trouble. That's where Tripper is. Wings went down as he tried to go towards low as well. Fire Hunter, all up to him now. He has the heals for his team. MXR, Shakos, and Gray have taken height. They are the ones to have the best chance to win this game.
Throughout the entire EU Heats qualifiers, the Shakos trio has always found the perfect time to strike. And boy, did they pick the perfect time as Splash has been eliminated. Can Shakos, Gray do the thing alongside with MXR? The opportunity is there. We're in a top 4. It's a victory royale or bust.
Position doesn't matter much now. Heal game is an option, so depending on what the loadout is for high ground right now, it might already be over. That's the question. Flecken has a lot in his inventory. Granjo has dropped the med kit, or had a med kit drop from his team, and has some cabbages as well, but I don't see floppers. I don't see chuck splashes. Lots of action in that low ground as well. It's going to be a toss-up between which trio survives. Everyone's fighting wall to wall. It's about 3 different trios down there in the mix. The high ground team is trying to break down, do some damage, have a say, but their voice is being suppressed. They can't find a way in. No words in this argument, in this conversation. Fucking is starting his trek into the storm. 1 full stack of chuck splashes on the top right of your screen, and a few floppers as well to go.
An opportunity here, right here. Flecken has the win condition for the heal up there, but can a trio there? Okay, he found the Elam, gets a little bit more siphon now. He's in it. He's all the way committed. Gray is going to go for the med kit. He does have an opportunity to walk away. A top 3 situation here, Shio.
He's trying for it, everyone now in helo mode. Gray's all the way up top, looking for it. Flecken gets a big siphon as well. MXR is trying to delay anything, but it's head-to-head. Flecken versus Gray. He's got cabbages and floppers. Gray will have to drop down and find this elimination. Flecken with the flops. Pops one over. That's his last. Gray, 2 seconds. 1. It's over. And it's Flecken with positioning, aggression, and heals to win the European reboot rounds.
And the statement, not doing it with just one elim, 11 elims and the victory royale, picking up a huge elimination to kind of get the siphon and no doubt punch their way into that 33rd spot here for the finals, baby.
Was not high ground, and they actually gave us a hint of this inside heat number 4. They were just fighting over and over, making endgames, so not finding that final juice at the end of the game. This time though, Flecken once again clutches for his team and wins out in Europe.
And what does that mean going forward? Last season, the reboot round, you had Bobo, you had Rojo, and you had Nate get their way in and make it all the way to the top 10. Does that ride in for Flecken, Diablo, and Bayan, who just competed in the Heat 4, kept that momentum going? So many trios from that Heat 4 were exhausted. The endurance was down and they fell like flies, but one trio stood tall, and that was Flecken's trio at the end of the day here, Shayo.
That was absolutely insane, but there were so many different stories going into that game. I mean, I want to see, first of all, the analyst's reaction, but also some of the stuff, and, the sadness that we might have missed. So Zeke, Reese, and Levin really break down that honestly amazing game of Fortnite.
Oh my gosh. Guys, we were on the edge of our seats the whole time. We're sitting there talking, we're calling out names, we're calling out trios. This guy goes down, wait, they get revived. There was so much that did happen, but all in all, congratulations, Flecken, Diablo, Bayan. You guys are the trio that is moving on to next week's finals. I cannot believe it came down to the heel-off race. You predicted it, you told us you knew, and it was just unbelievable.
Here's the thing, right? While we were watching this over and over again, height changed. I think I counted 7 different teams on height throughout the moving zones. They were just interchanging over and over and over again. And, it looked like Gray's teams had it at this point. It would seem to be the stronger team going in with more heals, but Flecken obviously managing to pick up those eliminations on the low ground, having so much more heals and white heals in particular, floppers, and yes, both teams playing cabbages. Telling you, Cabbage is OP. There were so many teams playing so many heals. They just managed to pick some more up, man, and it just went down to that last moment. It seemed like it was Gray's time to shine.
I am just dumbfounded. I don't even know what to think. It was just everything you wanted it to be and more. Right, like time after time, teams go for height, just one team on top of the other, on top of the other. You don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, you got Flecken and Diablo and all of them just going absolutely crazy low ground. Like, it was just everything you wanted it to be. For the trios that just didn't do enough, it must be heartbreaking. But the feeling, imagine how Flecken and them feel right now. Imagine how they feel right now. Oh, it is just. I don't know. My brain's just gone to mush. Like, this is just too crazy. I can't handle this.
Well, there we have it. We know which trio is moving on to finals next week, but that's it, Fortnite fam. We are done from the action here in the FNCS in Europe. The next time we'll see you in Europe is next weekend. Make sure you come back and watch those set of games because we'll be crowning an FNCS Trio Champion in Europe. If you want more Fortnite action, we're going right over to NE right here, right now, so stick around. And if not, then we'll see you guys next weekend. Till then, we'll see you guys on the Battle Bus. Beep, beep.
Squads is back. Also, if you drop a like on this video in the next 10 seconds, you're gonna have good luck for the next 4 weeks. seconds are going to have
No one is escaping the